everybody, good morning. Hello, how are you? From Flagler Beach, Florida, on a 80-degree day once again, so beautiful. This, tonight, is my definite last night in Florida. I'll be getting right the heck out of here, but I want to spend one more night at least. And do you guys remember when I finished up the Northeast trip? And I kind of did a video that got a lot of dislikes and locals hated it because it was like a real life review of what it's like to actually boondock in the Northeast with all the rules and stuff. Yeah, it is time in this video to do something similar, and it's tough for me. Let's be honest, most YouTube viewers out there just want to believe that it's always a fairy tale. Everything is always perfect out there in RV life, especially in Florida, Eric. I mean, geez, we're freezing up here. You've had it so good, but, you know, you're not giving an accurate portrayal, and I don't want people to choose Florida over, say, Arizona or southern Texas in the winter, or California even, if there are some serious things that you need to consider. And at the end of this video, or towards the end, I'm going to sit down with you, and I'm going to share some very important information with you, things that you might not have gathered from my video series here in Florida this winter, but some key things to remember if you are considering doing that next winter, and maybe some tips and tools you can take with you to make that a little easier for you. Sound good? Spanish moss is even on the telephone poles around here. But for now, I'm gonna take the bike out to the beach, Flagler Beach. I'm here at an Encore resort that is included with my 1,000 Trails collection package add-on type thing. And yeah, it's a nice resort. It's nice. Lots of little ponds and stuff. It was plenty quiet here last night. They do have a pool over here, and I spent about an hour in the pool last night. I'm just not gonna go walk up there and show you, because like pretty much every Encore resort I go to, as you'll see, nobody's ever in the water. There's just like a dozen or so people being perfectly quiet, sitting in the sun around the pool. So for me to take the camera in there and try to talk to you, it's like, it's just, I don't get the fascination with just being silent and laying next to the pool. So I'm not gonna narrate over there, but the pool is nice. It's one of those luxuries that you really forget about when you move into RV full-time life, okay? Yeah, you can go to like a hotel that has an indoor pool or something, but for RV life in the winter, having heated outdoor pools and sometimes sauna, this one doesn't have a sauna, but that is a really nice perk that's included with the RV resort. And I really dislike that word resort. It's an RV park. This is literally an RV park with a few cool amenities, and that's about it. But yeah, let me go feed Jack's breakfast, and then we'll go to the beach, guys. Okay, so a couple things here just for clarification real quick. Flagler Beach has free parking available 1 block from the water, 1 block from the ocean, but it comes at a cost. And remember I talked about wanting to share with you some of the cons of wintering in an RV in Florida. Well, but old Flagler Beach here, like 90% or more of every city established in the state of Florida, is very, and I mean very, anti-RV. What do I mean by that? See the sign right here? This is a very common sign in any city in Florida, and here in Flagler Beach, like many others, they have actually passed a city law banning RVs from parking or stopping anywhere in the city limits. So cars, everything's fine. Recreational vehicles, RVs, motorhomes, you're not even allowed to bring your RV through our city. And that makes it really tough to not only experience the city in the daytime, but just to simply park anywhere overnight. And that's why at the end of the video, I'm going to talk with you more about the other complications, the struggles, and some of the best resources I have found to be able to still enjoy Florida in the winter, because absolutely it's illegal to even stop. You can drive through Florida, but it's illegal to stop in over 90% of the communities. I'm not gonna let that get me down now. Let's go enjoy the beach first. However, if you're not in your RV currently and you have a place to park it that's not illegal, you can come to the beach. And here at Flagler Beach, that sand has a much different color to it. It's almost caramel, right? We'll go check it out. See the red tint sand everywhere? A little different, right? I love how many of these beaches are so unique in Florida. You can just tell what area you're from based on the color of the sand or how clear the water is. We'll go walk down to the water now. Get a load of this. Is this pretty or what? It's a nice beach. I am definitely a beach bum. I always will be. And as much as I love the Florida beaches, I don't like some of the other stuff going on in Florida. So anyway, we'll go explore more of Flagler Beach town. Needless to say, I am very happy to have the bike because I wouldn't be able to explore places like this and just pull off on this little corner right now when I see a freaking pirate house. A pirate lounge in there. They got a whole deck with a foot of pirate. They got cannonballs, fake cannons and everything. A wooden leg. And this guy greeting us. Doesn't that just fit into the whole oceanside feel? There's the ocean, the beautiful Atlantic. I like it. Nice effort, guys. You putz with a butts, what are you doing up here? Huh? That's my seat. Did you miss me? Is this cold? Is that why you're here, maybe? I got the air conditioner on for you, buddy. Yeah, I missed you. I came back to see you. Yeah? Are you hungry? That kind of a whine? You need a brush. We need to brush you. I decided to come back to the RV, spend the last day here with Jax outside. We have a nice little field with horseshoes over here to run around and get extra. I still keep him on the leash, but because there's dogs and who knows what else. But yeah, this is my campsite, and again, I'm underneath some Spanish moss hanging from the tree. I think it's really pretty. I will miss that as part of the southeast, but otherwise, I'm just kind of over the whole full hookup resort idea, and I only got into it because for the most part it's my only option in some areas. So, well, let's sit down and have a chat, guys. Okay, so this is not organized or anything. I don't have a list of things I want to say. I just want to get everybody up to date with some of the troubles and hardships of trying to boondock in Florida in the winter in an RV, and some ways around that. First of all, it's been about 3 years since I've tried to boondock in Florida. And of course, I didn't have the resources I had back then, so I went into this feeling pretty confident that I had a lot up my sleeve. And one of those was acquiring the 1,000 Trails camping pass, and then adding on the resort trails collection to that. I will put a video up top if you haven't seen that review and explanation of how that works. But essentially, for about $575 a year, plus a little bit of extra, you can camp for up to 14 days at a time at one resort or campground, and then you got to be out of the system for 7 days. And I think the biggest take back from that is the fact that the being out for 7 days has really been tricky on the road. In other words, I was excited at first. Okay, you check out of this resort, you know you're going to go to this one in a week, so you just got to boondock and explore these areas in between. That whole, just boondock idea did not work very often. So many communities banned RVs in Florida, and even some of the Cracker Barrels and Walmarts. In fact, I think nearly every Walmart says no overnight parking. So boondocking in an RV is really, really difficult when the city has passed ordinances banning RVs from even parking in the daytime, let alone overnight as well. So that was a little bit of a surprise. I will say that the 1,000 Trails membership did not fix all of my problems. You are still going to have to find other places to park and camp, or you're going to have to pay out of pocket at places like this, which doesn't really make sense because, like, oftentimes, especially for 4 days, I don't even need to plug in, okay? I don't need your water. I don't need to dump my tanks. I literally don't even need the power for 4 days. I'm just gonna boondock on this piece of property where it's legal and I'm not gonna get in trouble, right? So that's my review. I love what 1,000 Trails offers, and I will definitely be renewing it or even upgrading it in the future to the Elite or Premium, whatever the other one is, that allows you a little more reservation windows, like 180 days. To reserve outside, and like the other thing is you can stay, I think, 21 days at a time if you want. I don't know, things may change in my life later. But I will say that there were some surprises, and I underestimated the 7 days out from resort to resort. I did. Also, the Walmarts, I have expressed those concerns, and it's just strange because Florida is such a tall state. Once you start going down, there's nowhere to escape to once you start finding out that boondocking is not allowed. So I think you need to keep in mind, first of all, the Cracker Barrels. And that these are not found all over the country, obviously. The Cracker Barrel restaurant and general stores, there's been only one in the entire state of Florida that I couldn't overnight in, and that was over in Tampa. But generally speaking, you go in, spend $8-9 on a meal or something like that. Talk to the manager or your waitress, tell them you're in an RV, ask them if it's okay. It's always worked except that one time. And me personally, without the Cracker Barrels, I'm being honest here, without the Cracker Barrels here in Florida this winter, I don't know how I would have made it through all of this. Get out of there, bug. So thank you to the company, Cracker Barrel, and please don't ever abuse it, guys, and I mean it. Don't do it. One night. Clean up your garbage. Get out. Do not stay 2 nights back to back. Please, guys. This is not a resource we need to disappear like all of the Walmarts and city ordinances banning it on public property. So I will say you're going to want to get the All Stays app to be able to find out where the other resorts are, campgrounds, because you guys remember, even with the 1,000 Trails, I had to pay for out-of-pocket a few times where I was just stuck and just exhausted. And, okay, 30, 40, 50 bucks here for one night just to sleep. Like I said, I didn't even plug in. Florida is much, much different than the West, okay? And this because I've spent some winters in Texas, where you can literally overnight park in your vehicle, your RV, at any highway rest stop in the entire state of Texas. Most people would say that is pretty neat. That's pretty unique. A lot of states have signs that say you can't even do it for one night. But Texas, it's a state law passed that you can spend 8 hours at any highway rest off, turn off, parkside, picnic area for one night, and you can live in the entire state of Texas on the road just doing that all the way around wherever you want to go for free, and winter in Texas all you want. But Texas does not exactly have the same type of weather that Florida is in the winter. They can still freeze and get a little cold. And then New Mexico, Arizona, and California. I mean, obviously lots of YouTubers have been doing that this last winter. You've probably seen or heard from them with the BLM land, or there's also the LTVA pass, which is 7 months for 180, and then you get some amenities like garbage and water and a dump station access. So there are a lot of options for wintering. I'm not looking forward to doing Florida for the winter for a while here, years and years. And it is possible that I might not even come back into the state of Florida for a few years as well. I don't need to go to Disney World. I don't. There's other Disney things to do, or I can just take some years off and try something new. So, it worked, but it was stressful, and I did not reveal all of the stresses and obstacles that happened in the last few months while I was in Florida. And I kind of just want you to know that, not because I wanted to portray a fairy tale and everything's just working great and Florida is so much better than Arizona. I'm not saying it is. It might not be, actually. I miss the boondocking. I miss being able to just do my own thing, because I've outfitted this RV to be a boondocking machine for 2 weeks without needing anything. Although it's been nice to kind of top off the water and have laundry facilities nearby and everything. But I don't need it all the time. And I'm looking forward to a pretty big change, because if, let's say, we're going west from here, there's nothing until you get to, like, Texas. And then there's one in Arizona that's not age qualified. I don't even care about California right now. Sorry. So I don't even know. I may not use any of my 1,000 Trails membership for several months. We'll just have to see how it goes. I don't know, but do your research for Florida and understand that if you're solely looking to boondock and you don't have any other resources besides thinking that all Walmarts are going to allow you to do it, and they're not, or just Cracker Barrel or whatever, keep that in mind. Also, the street parking, like the one where I was at the beach today, that is a city law that they have passed, banning RVs from stopping or parking in the city. That means if you want to run into the post office and put mail in there, you're breaking the law by parking your RV, because RVs, recreational vehicles, commercial vehicles, are not allowed to park in their city. And that is very, very common. As I said, I don't have the exact numbers, but more than 90% of every city in Florida has passed that type of law. And the only place that I've seen anything similar to that is, not to put it too generically, but Southern California. Many of the upscale communities of Southern California, high-class places, that's when the residents get together. They put some crazy thing that says, we don't even want RVs on our roads. Let's pass it. Of course it passes. They don't care. They don't want our money. They don't need our money. Clearly they don't, and they just don't want the RVs to come down there for the weather. And Florida is a huge snowbird place where lots of people come for the warmth, and I have really, really enjoyed the warmth. It has been a blessing to not be freezing, and with nightly lows that generally don't even go under 70. Sometimes there was some times where it went about 60 degrees at night, but that's still not even jacket weather. So I loved Florida. It has been nice, but it is time to move on, guys. It's time to try different stuff. And looking forward to the future. I hope you're going to be following me wherever we end up. And yeah, I will see you very soon from somewhere else. Bye, guys.